Today we're in Milford, Michigan, and we're gonna tour this beautiful house in the low 500s. It's our listing coming soon here in Milford, Michigan, and we're gonna do all of that starting right now. Welcome. We're doing this one a little bit different. We want to start inside today on the Living in Detroit channel. Like I said, we're in Milford, Michigan. We're going to tour this beautiful, newer construction house built in 2020. We're going to be pricing this house somewhere in that $525 range, give or take. Like I said, it's newer construction here in Milford, Michigan. This is my listing, so we're listing it. You might see it before, after, during the listing, depending on when you're checking out this YouTube video, but we want to give you the tour of what the low 500s gets you in Milford, Michigan, as well as some of the surrounding community as well too. So we'll get you some B-roll, what the community looks like. We're actually gonna shoot over to Kensington Metropark to show you what that looks like. I think that's one of the most beautiful places around. It's one of the huge highlights of being in an area like this here in Milford. So before we start on the tour, where is Milford, Michigan? For those of you moving from out of town, Milford is in the western part of Oakland County, and it is right off the 96 corridor. So 96 actually goes from Milford. You can continue on all the way up to Brighton and then to Lansing and keep going to Grand Rapids. And then if you go the other way, you can take 96 back over to 696 and shoot out east towards like Troy, towards Woodward Corridor, Royal Oak, that whole area. Or you can actually eventually head south back down to 96 as well too. Stay on 96 and take that all the way to the city of Detroit. So Oakland County, once you get to the Milford area, to my opinion, it's a little bit more like out in the sticks a little bit. There's a little bit more, rolling hills, a little bit more, green scenery and stuff like that. Like I said, Kensington is a beautiful example of that in this area. There's a lot of golf courses out here and different stuff like that in the general Milford area. So that's a quick rundown. Oh, additionally, people always ask like how far are you from the airport and stuff. You're probably about 45 to 50 minutes or so to the airport, and you're probably close to the same distance or a little bit further to downtown Detroit as well too from this exact address. So a lot of new construction in this area. Like I said, a little bit more greener, getting out here a little bit compared to some of the other suburbs in Detroit that we talk about on a regular basis. You're only about 15 minutes from Brighton as well too. Great location. So let's go ahead and check out the house. So you walk into a 2-story foyer. I like that feature here. There's also a little ledge up top, tons of natural light, 3 windows up top, gives tons of natural light in this entranceway here. The cellar is still like somewhat moving out, so I apologize. There's still some stuff on the walls and everything. We're a little bit early on this video, but this is set up for a upfront living space. Could be a second living area. You turn it into an office, a library, or a study as well too, but small living space up front, and then you roll right into a great room. I love the natural light throughout this house. I'm sure it's coming through properly on video as well too. I mean, this whole wall is pretty much windows and a door wall over here. Built-in fireplace. You have the electric fireplace, changes colors and stuff, which is a fun feature. I was playing around with this earlier. What color do you think we should rock, Nick? Let's see, we got green. Let's see, how was I doing this earlier? Ooh, I'm all about the redefined purple too. Where's it at? There we go. Color changing fireplace. There's the purple. It's a little hot out today. Blue. Okay. Get all the different vibes that you want depending on what you're looking for here. Carpet in this area. So this is where your sectional is going to go and your couch is going to go. They have carpet in this area and then a synthetic floor throughout the rest of the house pretty much. Beautiful door roll. I want to jump outside in a minute, but before we jump into that, one of my favorite features of this kitchen is just the more modern black and white. I do like the black backsplash and the black appliances with the granite. It kind of brings it all together. Has a very modern feel from my perspective on that. So you have a pantry here as well too. Good sized pantry, gas stove. So a lot of the cooktops aren't always gas. Sometimes they're electric and stuff like that with this type of build, but you see that those gas appliances here. And you kind of go full circle, little half bath to the left, and first floor laundry, which is right off the 2-car garage. So I like this setup, little mudroom type setup, and the tile as well in the floor in here as well too. So you come in, you kick yourself off from outside. You could do built-ins here if you wanted, or additional ways to hang coats. You have a big coat closet as well too, and kick all that off, and then you kind of roll into the rest of the house. So that brings you full circle on the first floor. Let's jump upstairs, and I also want to show you the basement. Even though it's unfinished, I want to show you some of the benefits of this one on this type of basement. So like I was saying, 2-story foyer. As you can see, you can look down overlook here, and those 3 windows I was talking about earlier kind of brings in a lot of natural light. I like that setup. You have Einstein on the wall as well too. I think he was the person of the decade or something. Bedroom number 1, decent sized closet here. This is one of the smaller bedrooms upstairs. You have 2 on this side and 2 on the other side of the house. So this is the shared second bathroom. Again, same tile as the laundry room downstairs, brings it all together, same type of cabinetry, black granite throughout. And I do like the subway tile in the shower as well too. This house has a theme, right? Lots of blacks and whites and grays. Bedroom number 2. A lot of people probably be using this. There's 4 bedrooms in this home. So at 2,200 square feet, a lot of times you see 3 bedrooms, there's 4 bedrooms. So a couple smaller ones upstairs. And I do like that for this 2024 world that we're in. A lot of people are working from home. So a lot of times people need 1 or 2 additional offices at the house. And so to me, instead of having this be a 3-bedroom home with a little bit bigger bedrooms, I would want a smaller bedroom, or a lot of our buyers would, to be able to properly accommodate from the work from home thing. Bedroom number 3, this one's a little bit bigger than the other 2. Again, you still have the closet, tons of natural light. Obviously everything's very, very white, so bounces off quite a bit. And you have your fixture as well too. And then finally, last but not least, the primary suite. Nice black fan up top. This has got the bigger bedroom, obviously. Taller ceilings in here. Again, same tile throughout. They really chose to kind of keep that consistency throughout this house. I like the tub setup. Standalone tub's beautiful, and as well as the walk-in shower with the Euro glass and the Komodo in the far corner. So again, 2,200 square feet, being in Milford, newer construction, priced in the 500s. To me, this is about what you get in that 500 to 600 price point, depending on size, square footage, and a few different options. But I want to show you the basement. Like I said, it's a daylight basement, show you what's going on down there, as well as the deck out back. It has a beautiful backyard, and show you kind of that vibe as well. Okay, so this house was built on a decent sized hill, so you do get a daylight basement, and this is like an 8'10" pour. So it's a deeper pour in the basement, gives you close to a 9-foot ceiling. Feels like a lot of square footage, right, Nick? We're not like that tall, but still, I can't even I can't quite reach the top there. It's 9 feet, not quite tall enough for a golf simulator, but good size height. If you were to finish down here, it would feel like really formal square footage. Again, these windows are also pretty tall. Those must be 4-foot windows at least, which gives a lot of natural light. They stopped it halfway because the deck goes out, which is actually a really good idea. A lot of times you see windows kind of carrying through, and they just go under the deck anyway, so you kind of get some extra light and stuff, which is nice. But I feel like if you were to finish down here, you can have plenty of light on this side of the basement, and turn this into something a little bit more formal as far as like TV sitting area, and gives you some more wall square footage to use down here. Another thing I wanted to point out, if you look at that wall, looks pretty beat up. Hockey is a big thing here in Michigan. So if you're moving from out of town and you're not into hockey, it might be a good time to look into hockey. As you can see, they've been doing some practicing down here, some slap shots. Definitely wore and tore that insulation a little bit. Probably should get that fixed before we go live. But that being said, hockey's huge here. Go Detroit Red Wings. If you're not into hockey and you're moving to Michigan, think about checking it out. Okay, last but not least is what I want to show you down here. A lot of different homes in this part of town, you're going to see water softener. A lot of times they're either on a community well or a local well, and the water comes in as a little bit harder, so it's more of a well water. And we're going to treat that through a system like this to be able to take some of that hardness and some of the minerals and stuff out of the water to make it a little bit more drinkable and stuff like that. So plumbing as well. You're plumbed for a half bath over here. So that was a nice additional add-on. You're plumbed for a half bath. So once this is finished, you're gonna come downstairs, half bath here. You could put a bedroom in the corner if you wanted to. Then you have this big runway at close to a 9-foot ceiling to really finish off downstairs. I think that gives you a lot of different benefits, a lot of different things to work with. You're 2,200 square feet, just over 2,200 square feet up. So if you finish another 1,000 square feet down here, before you know it, you're over 3,000 square feet of finished square footage in a house like this. It doesn't count as total square footage for the house in the basement, even with the daylight. However, you could add an additional bedroom down here, make it a 5th bedroom as well too. And again, get you over 3,000 square feet. So last but not least, really nice backyard, little collection pond back there. But I think the deck is really the vibe. This house is not really set up for the big old yard. You can kind of share the common space back there, but it's more about the deck, having a barbecue back there, a beer, a glass of wine, reading a book, a cup of coffee, whatever. We'll show you the deck next. It is early summer 2024. I love this back deck. Tons of height up here. Makes you feel like you're sitting on top of the world. They have another fireplace out here, obviously the grill, but I could definitely hang out here very scenic. The only downside, we're about honesty and transparency on this channel. The only downside is you do have Milford Road right there. So like it's rush hour right now, there's a little bit of traffic. That will calm down quite a bit after work and at nighttime and everything. Most likely when you're using this more often than not. But that's the only downside, in my opinion, of this entire house. I think at a low 500s price point, it makes a lot of sense. Newer construction, it's really well maintained. And again, I do like this overall. The road's not ideal, but it is what it is. So this is a huge selling point in my opinion. I like what they did back here. And like I said, we're gonna show you a little bit about the rest of this community, give you some B-roll, some other parts of Milford in this part of town. And then last but not least, stay to the end so you can see Kensington Metropark. If you're thinking about moving to Oakland County, Western Oakland County, or Livingston County, Kensington is a great focal point for a lot of outdoor activities for a lot of people. So you could live in South Lyon, you could live in Milford, you can go to Brighton and still take advantage of Kensington on a regular basis. Or even if you live further, like a Novi, Northville, Plymouth, or even if you keep going to like Farmington and stuff like that, you're still only like a half hour away from Kensington Metropark. So I'm gonna show you that as well too for all of you out of town buyers, so you can see a little bit more on the area to see if this might be a target point for you or not. All right, Milford, Michigan, Oakland County, Kensington Metropark. Check this out. I mean, this is literally like 5 minutes up the road from the subject property you just walked through. This is such a huge benefit, in my opinion, of being in a city like Milford, being in Oakland County. You have Kensington Metropark. There's other Metroparks like this throughout Southeast Michigan as well. This is one of my favorites. We caught a perfect day. It's like the best afternoon to be here ever. You got the beach down here, playscape, kids are hanging out. It's like a Monday afternoon too. So it's a little bit more quiet than you might see, but there's a lot of things happening. There's a golf course out here, multiple disc golf courses here. There's running trails, there's hiking trails. You can take paddle boats out, there's beaches. So here at Kensington Metropark, they have this beautiful, huge chair that you can put your head into. I mean, so many things to do here at Kensington, again, in the heart of Milford and in the western part of Oakland County and also part of Livingston County. This is sort of like a focal point in this part of town. But if you're moving from out of state and you're thinking about different areas, there's other Metroparks and other cool places like this throughout Southeast Michigan as a whole. Just depends on your target point. So if that's you, let us know in the comments or fill out the Calendly link here in YouTube. Set up a consultation today with us. We can chat a little bit about what part of town you're looking to move here in Michigan and specifically in Southeast Michigan. But this is what Michigan living's all about. Summertime, metro parks, good vibes, lakes, beautiful weather, birds are chirping, it's so green out. It's absolutely fantastic, feels great. Subject property, low 500s, great property for that. Milford could be a great location for a lot of different people, same as Wixom and Brighton and some of the other surrounding communities, but this is what Michigan's all about. Kensington Metropark. This is the Living in Detroit channel. My name is Matt Talbot. Thank you so much for checking out this video and stay tuned for future videos just like this. Hello, welcome to my TED Talk.